What's up YouTube, Darren from Zephyr Wargames, bringing you a Burning Abyss deck. Yes, in the TCG, Dante will not die. He is dodging that ban list like no tomorrow. So, obviously, in the recent days, we have learned that we are no longer getting a Link of Rain set on its own, which has a new Link monster for Burning Abyss specifically. However, we do know that eventually, fingers crossed, we will get it. We just don't know exactly when or where we will get that card. So for now, this is just a normal Burning Abyss deck as it is right now, because they have been doing really well. There's been the odd regional top here and there, and it's been catching people by surprise. People thought Burning Abyss were dead when links were coming in because of the fact that in order to extend their plays and extend their board, you would need ways of negating the Burning Abyss effects, which is such as skill drain, which can help, which can help the BA archetype, but it can also hurt with the other monsters. And then obviously you're playing Fiendish Rhino and Tour Guide, so Tour Guide coming back at more than one might be quite helpful for a deck like Burning Abyss and of course Dark Worlds. Regardless, Burning Abyss is a very fun deck to play. It was a meta definer back in the day of Duelist Alliance. It did very well. It stayed on its top perch for many a ban list. I think it got hit on the first one where Graf went down to 1. It got hit on the next one where Seer went down to 1. And even then, Dante, who is incredibly power generic level 3 or rank 3, has always dodged the ban list. So, without further ado, we're going to take you through the deck profile, show you what it's got, and what it's offered, and the differences between now and previous times, and why it's still around this day and age. So, we start off with triple Farfar of Burning Abyss. Now, I will say this now, this is one of the very few rarities in gold, or very few sets in gold that look better, because they look more menacing and more dark. If you don't know the story of Dante and Dante's Inferno, please go check that out. It is an awesome art type. The artwork of Burning Abyss is incredible, and it's such a good kind of detailed deck to play. So we play triple Farfar. This is when it's sent to the graveyard, banishes one of your opponent's monsters, which can be very helpful for disrupting your opponent's link plays, but of course it can also disrupt their XYZ plays, because when an XYZ is banished, it loses its materials. Triple Scarm, this is your end phase searcher, very important in the deck as well. Our other thrills, we play triple Fiendish Rhino. Now this is the card that you need massively, because it does help protect your Burning Abyss. So Fiend type monsters you control except itself cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects, so obviously it lets you protect the rest. They don't blow themselves up on their effects. And then obviously Fiendish Rhino can send a Fiend type monster from your deck to the graveyard except itself. So not only does it protect your Burning Abyss monsters, it also lets you fuel your graveyard of your Burning Abyss monsters, and obviously get your search off with Scarm. It can send with Farfar and banish one of your opponent's annoying monsters until the end phase, or of course it can send some of your other Burning Abyss to kind of set their effects off. So other Burning Abyss monsters we play is 2 Libic. This is very nice as well, because he can help combo off when it hits the if it's sent to the graveyard, you special summon a level 3 Dark Fiend type monster from your hand, but its effects are negated, which means that they won't self-destruct. You can easily play him at 3 if you want. We've got 2 Alec. This one, when it goes to the graveyard, it negates a face-up card. Target a monster on the field, and negates effects until the end of the turn. Double Barber, again, very powerful. This can actually help win you games. It's like a 900 burn cowboy, and obviously he's a 1700 beater as well, so he's very important to try and on his own beat over certain monsters or beat through for games as well. So when he's sent to the graveyard, you banish 3 Burning Abyss monsters, and inflict 300 damage for each. So he's very powerful in that sense. One of us, we play the 1 Rubik, because you don't really rely on the Synchro as much. He is there to go into the Synchro should you need him, but other than that, he's just there for that. The 1 Seer, obviously he revives from the graveyard when he hits a deck to the field, which is why he's been put to 1. The 1 Graf, who special summons from deck, which is why he's at 1. And the 1 Calcab, which lets you bounce a set card back to your opponent's hand. So he can be quite helpful. Some people do play him at more than 1. It is entirely up to you if you wish to. 1 is just enough for me. And then our final main deck kind of play monster is Tour Guide from the Underworld. Very important, and obviously searchable off of Scarm as well. For our hand traps, because we can actually we play very well going second with Burning Abyss, we play triple Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, triple Ghost Ogre. Now if you don't have Ash Blossom, you can play Reaper, and you can also play a Law of Darkness in this deck as well, because all your monsters are dark, so your Reapers will be your main targets to get rid of for your Laws. And like I said, this deck does actually go very well going second, which is why we play a lot of hand traps, in the sense to kind of stall our opponent out when we need to, and let our monsters float. Our final hand trap is, of course, Maxi, because it is the most powerful hand trap in the game. Like I said, it is entirely up to you on the ratios of some of your hand traps and just whether or not you would like to play other monsters. And to kind of work it that way. Cypher and Omega, if you did want to play the Gamma kind of engine, can work in this deck if you're going first or second, because if you put your Omega on the board, you bounce your Omega out of the way, you then bring Dante on board, and then you're bringing your Omega back. Obviously, your Burning Abyss won't self-destruct with Dante on the field, but if you turn Dante into a Beatrice, they will then start to destruct. But if you've got an Omega and a Beatrice on board, it can be quite helpful. But it is just an option for you to try. Triple Twin Twisters, which works really, really well in the Burning Abyss archetype, because not only are you hitting 2 at the back as well, I believe you do get the Burning Abyss effects off as well. If I'm wrong on that, they're still a very, very powerful card to play in this deck. Double Pot Desires, because that extra draw power, you do play lots of 3-ofs. Yes, it can hurt if you banish your 1-offs, but of course with Desires, that +2 can obviously win you the game as well. We've got the 1 Soul Charge, the 1 Upstart Goblin. Upstart could be changed if you wish to like a Regeki or something else, another Calcab if you want to use that. The 1 Dark Hole, because sometimes Dark Hole is actually better for you than a Regeki, because you do want to clear your board off and start again, but then you'll get effects off in the graveyard. And then the 1 Foolish Burial. Now for traps, we play triple evenly matched, because in this build we do want to be going second. Not that we can't go first, but evenly matched, because you can reset your board with stuff like Dark Hole and that, and sometimes your opponent can clear your board. Evenly matched can be very, very powerful to let your opponent overcommit, reset the board state, and then push forward with your Burning Abyss plays, and then go in for game from there. So you can cause your opponent a lot of problems with this build. And then finally, the 1 Skill Drain, again, another issue for our opponent to deal with. Now, what you've got to remember is the Burning Abyss monsters can special summon themselves from the hand, as long as you don't control any set cards. I believe set card or just no spells and traps in general. So, obviously, with our evenly matched, they don't stay on the board. The Skill Drain does. You would only play the Skill Drain when you've established your board. On top of that, if you do want to play other traps, people do play anti-spell frames as well, because they can be a very, very nice floodgate to your opponent and slow them down massively. Now, of course, by doing that, it does slow these down a bit, but you want to be setting your Twin Twisters sometimes as well. It's entirely up to you if you want to play that engine. I personally like this engine the better. Now for our extra deck, we play Triple Dante. You don't have to play Triple Dante, you can play Double Dante, but it's just always nice keeping him as the 3 as he is for now. It's very rare that you'll go through all 3 Dantes, but your other option, if you do want to take out a card, is I would advise taking out 1 Dante and put in Levier, especially if you put in the Allure of Darkness engine, because with the Allure of Darkness engine, the cards that I would advise you to banish will be your Farfars, for the pure fact that if you make a Levier, you bring back the Farfar, Farfar will then get destroyed and go to the graveyard, and in turn banish one of your opponent's monsters, so it's a nice one to kind of loop round. Obviously you can do that with your other Burning Abyss monsters as well, but Levier is an option to combo off nicely with the Allure of Darkness engine. The 1 Beatrice, Lady of the Eternal, very, very powerful card. Both a plus and a downside that it came in gold. It would be nice to see this in a different rarity. The hopes were that in Link's Rain pack, if we ever did get that, the rarity would be a nice little upgrade. Regardless, Beatrice is still very, very powerful and very, very cool. The 1 Dante Pilgrim of the Burning Abyss can be very, very powerful, especially when they get rid of your Beatrice. So it does give your opponent something else to worry about. That if you're getting rid of Beatrice, you're then going into a 2800 beta, which is, again, still very, very powerful. The 1 Virgil is another option for your Beatrice, but of course, you can naturally make Virgil as well. His spin effect by discarding a Burning Abyss card is very, very powerful and very, very good. And then when he leaves the board, you get a draw as well. For our rank 3s, we play the Mecha Quick Engineer, because it can protect you and save you a couple of times. Your Super Quantum Met Beast Grandpass, because 2800 booty that can deal with back row is very, very important. The 1 Breaksword that can deal with a 1-for-1 kind of scenario, or of course can get rid of himself to kind of clear out the extra deck. So it's your version of a rank 3 Diamond Direwolf. Your number 47 Nightmare Shark, this can win you games massively. Your number 30 Acid Golem of Destruction. Under Skill Drain, this is one of your most powerful cards, because you don't have to pay its cost. You'll only bring Acid Golem out if you think you're pushing for game, otherwise he can seriously hinder you. The 1 number F-Zero Utopic Future. Now quite a lot of people are still playing this. Don't get me wrong, it's a very, very powerful card. The only issue with this is it's a little bit difficult to kind of pull off, in the sense that you'd have to already use a Dante, get a Dante back with Seer, Then make another rank 3 that isn't a number, so it'd have to be your Phantom Knight Braceword, your Super Quantum Mech Beast, or your Mecha Quick Engineer, and then make Utopia Future. Now, yes, Utopia Future can win you games, however, it might be a little bit of a hindrance as well, so this is entirely up to you if you want to play it or not. It's still very, very powerful. Now, Little Monsters, we play the one Proxy Dragon to kind of help extend our board, but also clear out our board if any danger. If we've got like a Dante that's just sitting in defense, we want to get rid of it, we can use a Burning Abyss monster and a Dante, go into Proxy Dragon, get a Dante effect, get the Burning Abyss monster's effect, and then if we get another monster on board that isn't a Burning Abyss monster, we can link Proxy Dragon up into Deco Talker, or of course, if we want to be pushing a little bit further, we can go into a Borrelo Dragon if we have the capabilities to do so. Now, it's just an option for you. You don't have to play the Borrelo Dragon, but for now, this is what we're going with. Obviously, in the future, the second the new Burning Abyss monster drops, there's still, to my knowledge, one or two more Linked Reigns cards to be announced for Extremes Forces for the TCG. So fingers crossed it is the Burning Abyss monster, but I would like to think, or I like to assume, that Konami will be holding back the Burning Abyss monster to be a secret, which might mean that they've already taken up the space in Extremes Forces. So it might drop later in the year in the brand new set, which comes out, where are we, start of February, March, April, May, maybe June-ish time. So, but that's just an assumption for me. Anyway, that is it for the extra deck, as you can see, and that, of course, is it for the entire deck. Burning Abyss, or Dante, is probably one of the best cards to have ever dodged the ban list. He doesn't go down without a fight. He's taken a hit with Scarm and Sear, but he's still around at 3. He's a very, very nice generic rank 3 card that works in a lot of decks and could be very, very powerful. And the Burning Abyss deck is nonetheless, it is still very, very powerful, very, very fun. The artwork is top of its game. It's some of the best artwork you can see, especially on the Dante. You can see some of the Wandering Souls in the background as well. So the detail, like I said before at the start, is absolutely outstanding. It's definitely a deck that I advise you guys to pick up. At this moment in time, you can get them in gold as well. The second the Link Monster drops, the hype will go up and the price will go up as well. So get them while you can. You've had your warning. That is my advice. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. This is, of course, Christmas Eve, so tomorrow will be Christmas Day. So I do wish you all a very Merry Christmas, and I hope you all have fun, and you get lots of Yu-Gi-Oh! Presents and stuff like that, and you all enjoy your day. So, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. Hit that notification bell because you do not want to miss anything we are doing. We are building up for our 2nd year anniversary, and my gosh, will there be an amazing giveaway for you guys and all of our fans. As a massive thank you for you sticking with us for these 2 years that we have been around, and of course we hope that we'll be around for many more years to come. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share, whole 9 yards. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any other videos. And as always, guys, Happy Dueling and a very Merry Christmas. If you like that video, why not check out our other videos available? We've got more deck profiles, pack openings, and of course duels. And don't forget to click on the most important button of all, that subscribe button, right in the bottom left hand corner.